All right, so this ain't got nothing to do with the video, but ever since it happened, I just been laughing at it to myself. So I was driving to church and I was running a little bit behind. I'm in traffic and I'm kind of cutting up in traffic. I'm not gonna lie, because like I said, I was running behind the church, so I was trying to get there. And so I'm in traffic, cutting up. There came a point where I had low-key like aggressively switched lanes and I cut off this other car. Straight up. I cut this car off maybe 2 miles from my church. And you know, after you do something foul in traffic, you know you're guilty. And you just be like I'm driving and I'm looking in the rearview mirror, looking to see if they looking at me, like to see how mad they are. And when I look, I can like see the driver's face in the mirror. Like I thought I recognized them for a second. I couldn't put a name to it, but I thought I recognized them. And in the moment it hit me, I was like, bruh, do they go to my church? Like, bro, are we going to the same place right now? Did I just cut off one of the elders at my church? And I was like, bro, what if we're driving to the same place and we get there and we get out the car and they see me and I see them and and they just like, that was you? I couldn't risk that happening. So I had to drive even faster. You in church, you just cut them off in traffic and they know you cut them off and you know that they know you cut them off. Like, yo. Could you imagine the tension? The whole service, how tense. You just be worshiping. I gotta slow down. But that's all I got to say about that. Now, I wanted to speak on something that happened a few days ago. So I was out in the field at work, and so I'm in a company car writing up quotes and stuff like that, you know, booking jobs. I had a down period where my next estimate wasn't until like 2 hours. So I called them to see if they could, you know, have me show up early, but they were still busy. They were at work or something like that. They needed me to show up at the scheduled time. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I got 2 hours to kill, so I'll just kind of sit around. I had pulled up into this kind of parking lot off of a main street, but it was like imagine like a corner store that's like empty. You know what I mean? You ever see those shops like off a main street, like those small little plazas with like 2 to 3 stores? It looks like no one shops there. Like, how is that business even open? Like, no one goes there. Like, I know for a fact no one parked there today, walked in there and bought something. It was like one of those small little plazas, like just like 2 or 3 stores. I was in a nicer part of town. It was like a bridal shop or something, I don't know, but it just looked desolate. Like, it looked like no one really goes there. So anyways, I pull into the parking lot, I turn my car around and I face the exit of the plaza. So try to make this make sense. If the main road is here and I'm driving up the main road, I pull into the plaza here. So the main road's here and the plaza's like here. So I pull into the plaza and I turn my car around and face it towards the main road to where I can just pull out of the plaza and go onto the main road again when I'm ready. So like, I'm blocking the entrance. So if there was another car trying to pull in, I was blocking it. They couldn't get in, but I was okay with doing that because like I said, there would be no reason for anyone to pull in here. There's nothing here. Only reason I'm here is because I'm like killing time. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm fine. I'm clearly blocking the entryway. I'll admit that, but no one's gonna pull in here, so it's all good. So I'm sitting there on my phone looking for something to eat. So I usually go to Chick-fil-A, get a large fry for lunch. It's usually just what I do every day. I go to Chick-fil-A and I just get a large fry and a water, ice water with no ice. But today I wanted something different. So I was looking up little places in the area, somewhere I can go in and grab lunch. And so I'm sitting there on my phone like this, and I don't know, it had to be like 45 seconds to a minute. And then at some point I look up and there's a car facing directly, like head on with me. And he's just sitting there. And so when I look up, I look at him, and like we make eye contact and he's just staring at me. And I'm like, oh. And so I react. I had no idea how long he was sitting there because he didn't honk or nothing. And I didn't hear nothing. I just happened to look up and I saw his car. So he could have just pulled up or he could have been sitting there for a second. Because like I told you, it had been like 45 seconds to a minute that I was sitting there on my phone. Once I noticed him, put the car in reverse and I back up so he can get in, and I pull into a parking spot. I'm feeling like a little guilty, I guess. There was a little bit of that because it was like, oh, like, yeah, I reacted. I had no clue how long he had been sitting there. So I park And then I go back to my phone, like looking for somewhere to eat. It was harmless. He got in, he didn't even honk. He didn't look like angry when I saw him. He was just sitting there. I didn't think much of it. So I'm sitting on my phone again, looking for restaurants on my maps. And in my peripheral, like I saw his car pull up and park next to mine. Because again, we're at this point the only 2 cars in this 2 to 3 shop plaza. There's nothing here. There's no reason for anybody to be here. You know what I mean? It's just empty. It was a bridal shop and like maybe a little corner store, but like it was, bro, I'm telling you, there's nothing here. There's no reason. I don't know why this guy was pulling in. Maybe like a smoke shop as well, but nonetheless, stay on track. Focus. So he pulls up, he parks, and I see him in my peripheral. Like I can see his car parked next to mine, and I see him get out the car, and I can see like a blob walking towards my car now, and the shops are in front. So if he's going into a shop, he should be going in. It already struck me as peculiar a little bit when I saw him get out the car, because I thought he'd have just parked there and just been doing something on his phone like I was, because again, there was no reason to be in this plaza. The stores were pointless. So when I see him get out the car, I'm like, okay, the stores are in front, so he should be walking forward, but I see him coming towards my car. And so again, I'm not looking at him, but I can see him in my peripheral. I'm picking him up. So I'm like, all right. And mind you, I just was blocking his entrance. So I'm like, is he coming towards me? So he was walking up to my car and lo and behold, he walks up to my car, doesn't say nothing, just walks up and like, he's right outside my driver door, like literally right outside the door. So I'm sitting in the driver's seat like this, and he's right outside the door, and my window's rolled up. He's just standing there. And so I'm like kind of like that, like, can I help you? You know what I mean? And he's like, yo, roll the window down. And I'm like, what? Like, do what? And he's like, roll the window down. He's like knocking on the window, like, yo, roll the window down. And I'm like, and I lock the door. First thing I do, I lock the door. I'm like, yo, what's good with you? Like, you good? He's like, man, why you was blocking the entrance? And I was like, yo, my fault. I didn't see you there. I moved. My fault. Right? Trying to keep it cordial, right? I can tell he's obviously upset because he's doing all of this, but he looked like I don't know. He was just being like passive, but like obviously aggressive because he's approached my car and all this stuff. And whole time he had this like what do you call them? Not a fanny pack, but like, you know the thing, a lot of Europeans wear them. It's just like the one strap and then it has like a pouch on it where you can like a man purse or a merce or whatever you call it. Like imagine a fanny pack, but the ones that strap over your shoulders, it's like a single strap, and you know what I'm talking about. He had one of those on. He's like, yeah, like roll the window down. And I'm like, no, I can hear you just fine. Like, what do you want? Like at this point, I'm getting upset now. Like I'm getting bothered. So I'm like, bro, what do you want? And he's this older man. He's probably had to be like in his 40s. He's like, no, roll the window down. What you see? I'm like, what? He's like, roll the window down. You acting like like he's using language that we don't use here on this channel, so I'm gonna bleep it out, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that's how you talking to me, right? He's like, what you something? You scary? And I'm like, bro, what is happening right now? I'm like, yo, I can hear you just fine. If you got something to say it. If not, get away from my car. You know what I mean? I'm getting frustrated now because I'm like, bruh, first of all, let me walk you through my logic right now, why I'm getting frustrated at this point. Because now the more aggressive he's becoming, he's threatening me, right? And you can feel the tension going up and all this stuff. We're in this situation. It's clear what's going on. He's being combative, trying to intimidate me, approaching my car, telling me to roll the window down, all this stuff. He's knocking on the window. Now he's calling me names, calling me scary. And in my head, automatically, if you're being aggressive towards me, I'm gauging whether or not, I don't know, maybe this is how men think. Females, you might understand this, but I'm sure this is just human nature in general. I'm automatically now gauging if we came to blows, if we had to fight, whether I could take you or whether I need a weapon or whether I need to like remove myself or whatever. Like I'm gauging all these things now, like, and looking at him, it was clear as day. I would have washed this dude. I would have washed him. I would have beaten the brakes off this dude. There's no hesitation. There's no question. There's no doubt in my mind. I would have washed this dude. So the fact that he's being so aggressive over nothing isn't adding up to me. It's like, bro, you have no reason to be this aggressive to me. You know what I mean? Like, if anything, it will be the other way around. Like, you pose no sort of threat to me, physically speaking. Like, bro, I wash you. I mean, it wouldn't even be close. I would Nonetheless, this is what I'm thinking about. So as he's saying all this, he's getting more aggressive. He's knocking on my window still. Like, he's knocking on this glass hard. I'm like, yo, stop touching my car. Like, stop touching my car. Like, back up, bro. Like, stop touching my car. He's like, no, roll the window down. Like, get out. No, get out. Get out. And I'm like, what? Now, as I'm getting mad, and I'm like, bruh, am I really gonna have to wash this dude right now? Like, am I really gonna have to get out the car? You know what I mean? Because we're in this plaza, bro. It's just me and him. And I'm like, bro, I'm really gonna have to get out of my car. Like, this dude know he has no business talking to me like this, bro. Like, he gotta know that he can't whoop me. He gotta be able to, granted, I'm sitting in the car, so maybe he couldn't fully like analyze my stature. And I'm not like a large individual. Y'all see me, like I'm decent or whatever, but it was just clear. It was clear. Like, I could tell, like, bro, there's no way you would stand a chance with me. So I felt like really disrespected the fact that he felt so confident to be talking to me like that and pushing the issue like that over nothing. You know what I mean? Like, the situation that happened wasn't even that for all of this. Like, it wasn't that. So as I'm getting more upset and frustrated, I'm like, bro, I'm about to get out the car. Like, bro, ain't no way he gonna try me. I'm not gonna let him try me like this, bro. I'm about to get out the car. You know what I mean? This man, he's pushing it now. I let it slide in the beginning, he pushing it. As I'm processing this, I'm at this point, I believe it was the grace of God, the Holy Spirit in me, speaking up and redirecting me and saving my life even, because all of a sudden, all of my attention as I'm processing getting out the car, I kid you not, as I'm processing it and I'm getting angry and stuff, and like I'm getting frustrated and I can feel my adrenaline going, like, all right, it's getting there, like this might happen. All my attention goes to this fanny pack he has on, or this merce or whatever he has on, and it's like the pouch is right here in front of him. And immediately I make this connection to my brother. My brother wears the same thing, and I know my brother keeps a concealed weapon in his. And so immediately that's what I start thinking about. I'm like, bro, wait a second. Is the only reason this dude is being this aggressive and this confident is because this man got a weapon that I don't know about? He gotta have something in that bag he got on, because it makes no sense why he is being this aggressive, bro. The situation did not call for all of that. It wasn't necessary. And then he clearly, like, just from an eye test, there's no reason this dude it's not even in my weight class. There's just no way that he felt that confident approaching me like that. Like, that wasn't making sense. And so I'm like, he has to have a weapon. He's like, yo, step out the car. And he can see me like taking off my seatbelt and gesturing like I'm about to, all right, that's what you want? All right, cool. So as I start doing this, he steps back from the door and he grabs the strap of his thing. And when he does that, it clicks in my head. I'm like, yep, bro got a weapon, bro. This man got a weapon in his bag. So I catch myself, and now, like, bro, I'm getting goosebumps again. Now, all that aggression and that like irritation I had, now I'm like, all right, you know what? You got it. bro, I'm like, you know what, bro? You got it. You know what? I was wrong, bro. Look, my fault, homie. You got it. So I put my seatbelt back on. I'm like, nah, bro, you got it. He's like, oh, you scary. I knew it. He getting cocky, feeling himself. Reverse the car, and I started backing up, and I turn the car around. And he's like, yeah, that's what I thought. And then he turns around and he walks into like whatever freaking store. He might have walked into the bridal shop. Like, I don't know. I can't remember what store he walked into. He just spawned away somewhere. I'm leaving, I'm pulling out, and I'm just thinking in my head like, like, what the freak just happened, bro? Then I get mad at the customer that I was supposed to pull up on. So I'm like, bro, if you'd have just let me pull up early, none of this would have happened. So this low-key, they fault. Then that blows over. It was only for a second, right? But I really put the blame on them for a second. He was like, bro, what just happened? What was that? Yeah, I'm pulling out, and I'm like, bro, you know what? Thank you for saving me from that situation. Thank you. Because that could have been an easy way. I could have lost my life right there. 100% I could have lost my life. Or I could have been in a position to where I had to take this man's life. It easily could have went one way or the other. Because I'd have been forced to take his life because this man just pulled a weapon on me. Or I could have lost my life because he had a weapon and clearly wanted a reason to use it. But yeah, and the reason I'm speaking on this is I just want to remind you guys, never let pride get in the way of your judgment. Like never be too prideful to recognize when some things just are not worth it. In this situation, it was an altercation, an encounter that I had with another man. But this can apply to anything, career-wise or relationship-wise, in your personal life, socially, whatever. Whatever, financially, whatever. Never let pride cloud your judgment and lead you to do something that just doesn't make sense or just isn't worth it. Because I could let my pride get in the way, and like I said, I could have felt disrespected. Like I did feel disrespected for the simple reason that this dude is not in my weight class. Ain't no way you think you standing toe to toe with me, bro. Like there's no way you're thinking that. You know what I mean? And I could have let that eat me up to the point where I got out the car like I was beginning to, and I could have let that situation turn into whatever it was going to turn into. But I was able to gather myself, and once I recognized, this dude is really willing to take it there. I'm not willing to take it there. I don't want to take it there. So you know what? You got it. No shame. You got it, bro. And tuck my tail and remove myself. Just recognize the Holy Spirit in your life. I believe we all have that. That is something that, I see it as our conscience even at times. Listen to that, respect that. You have it for a reason. It'll help you stay alive. It'll make your life a lot easier. It'll help you avoid a lot of problems and issues in your life. And it'll get you out of a lot of problems and issues in your life and situations. So don't let pride cost you. Don't let pride cost you. We all got lives to live, man. We got lives to live, and some things just aren't worth it. They just aren't worth it. Your emotions will kind of sometimes tell you otherwise, and it will make it hard for you to think clearly at times. And that pride gets in the way, and you feel disrespected. Like, nah, like I gotta stand up for myself, or nah, this ain't right, this ain't fair. Recognize pride in your life and remove it. Because pride can get you killed. Pride can lead you to regret, can get you put in jail, in prison. There's a lot of dudes sitting in prison right now behind some pride. A lot of dudes in the grave right now behind some pride. A lot of dudes not with their families. A lot of dudes living miserable lives because of pride. You know what I mean? So recognize that and get rid of it. Check it. And it also makes me think about that whole thing that's going on right now with the kid, that Carmelo Anthony kid. When I heard about the situation, I immediately saw it as pride. Like, for one, I don't know if maybe some of you don't know about the story. I'm sure a lot of you probably will. Yeah, apparently there was a track meet going on, and one of the kids, this kid Carmelo Anthony, was sitting under a tent for another school that he wasn't his school, wasn't his team. Why he was sitting under that tent, I have no clue. Someone that ran track, has been under those tents, has been in that scenario, and has context of how peculiar that would have been for him to be under another team's tent. I can vouch for the Metcalf kid and addressing him about it. I've been in that scenery before. There's no reason that you would have been under another team's tent. That just doesn't make any sense. That's unless you knew someone that went to that school and you were chopping up with a homie, but I haven't heard anything like that be brought up, so I don't think that's the case. That's just the only reasonable explanation as to why he would have been under another team's tent. But it makes no sense, bro. This is not your school. You're not on this team. Why are you under this tent? That makes no sense. Vouch for the Metcalf kid for addressing him about it. Now, when he goes to put his hands on him and remove him, you know what I mean, which led to him getting stabbed, it didn't have to go that far. Of course, you should never be putting your hands on people. I feel like there was definitely pride going on. Like, the Metcalf kid had pride in him, and to the point that it led him to put his hands on another individual. And then the Carmelo Anthony kid, I also see pride in feeling disrespected, bro, you didn't feel threatened. I can't see you feeling threatened. But again, I don't want to speak for somebody else, but bro, you couldn't have been threatened enough to where you had to stab the kid. Why you even had a knife in the first place at a track meet? I don't know why. That makes no sense to me. I just felt like there was pride all over that situation. So that's just another example on how pride can get you caught up into some situations that can become fatal. Just that quick. Pride can lead you to improper judgment, to bad judgment. Just recognize it and get rid of it immediately. I hope this helps somebody. Some of y'all out there with attitude problems. With some of y'all hot-headed individuals with short tempers and stuff like that. But yeah, nonetheless, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And as always, God willing, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.